Do you ever feel confused about some, any, a lot, and too many? Don't worry, after this lesson, you will never mix them up again, because in this lesson, I'm going to teach you all of the expression of quantity with count and non-count nouns. Hello there, dear precious souls. I'm Pooya Feiz Aghaei, and you are watching my channel English to Sesut, which means English in three vessels, where I make English grammar clear, simple, and fun. If you want to learn English step by step in the easiest way, don't forget to hit subscribe and stay with me. Okay, in English, there are two types of nouns. The first type is countable nouns. These are things that we can count them, and also they have plural forms. Example include child, apple, student, and person. We can say one apple, two apples, and three apples. Similarly, we say one student, two students, one child, two children, one person, and two people. As you see, these nouns are countable and they have a plural form. The second type is uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are things we cannot count them one by one, and they usually don't have plural forms. Some examples are rice, milk, water, air, money, and food. These nouns don't usually have plural forms. We use ways to show quantity. For example, I want to buy some rice, about half a kilo. You can ask how much money does it cost. Note that dollar is a countable noun, but money isn't. It is technically not wrong to say I need 50,000 rice, but it sounds so strange. Also, rice doesn't become rices because rice is uncountable, except in poetry or in some ungrammatical situations. Quantity words for count nouns. Number 1. Numbers. We can use 1, 2, 3, and etc. to counting the nouns. For example, one apple is on the table. Two apples are in the basket. Remember, if the numbers is more than 1, we must use the plural form of the nouns. So one apple become two apples, one child become two children. Number 2, each. We use each for every single one by one. For example, when we say each student has a schedule, means that every student has their own schedule, and the schedules might be different. Number 3, every. We use every for all together. Every student has a schedule. Means that all the students have schedules, but we don't focus on the differences. Maybe they have the same schedule, maybe not. Note, both each and every are used with singular nouns, but if we say each of, one of, or every one of, we must use plural nouns after them. For example, one of the students was late. Each of the books is interesting. I read every one of those books. Number 4, both. Both means two things or people together, not one, not three, just two. We use both when we want to talk about two specific things or people and they share the same situation or quality. For example, both apples are sweet. This means there are two apples and each one is sweet. We never say both of them too, cause both means two itself, so we just say both of them. Number 5, a couple of. It usually means two, but sometimes can mean two or three in everyday English. For example, a couple of students are missing. This means maybe two or around three students are not here. In spoken English, a couple of is very common and sounds friendly and natural. I'll call you in couple of minutes. It means in about 2 or 3 minutes. Remember that minutes is a countable noun. Number 6, few, meaning a small number but more than 2. For example, when we say a few apples fell from 3, this means maybe 3, 4, or 5 apples, not many, but some fell from the tree. A few is positive. It means some exist. For example, when I say I have few friends, I mean I am happy about my friends because I'm not alone. Number 7, several, meaning more than a few, but not many, a middle amount. For example, several books are on the desk. This means maybe 5 to 7 books, not just 2 or 3, but not a big number either. Several sounds a bit more formal than a few. Number 8, many, meaning a large number of countable things. For example, many people came to the party. This means a lot of people, maybe thousands or hundreds people came to the party. Many is often used in writing. In speaking, we often say a lot of instead. So when we are talking to each other, we say a lot of people came to the party. But when we writing, especially in a formal way, we write many people came to the party. Number 9, a number of. A number of means many, but it is a bit more formal. Use it to make your writing and speaking more interesting. For example, a number of students failed the test. This means many students didn't pass. It shows that a large part of the students didn't succeed. But be careful. A number of uses a plural verb. A number of students are absent. This is because a number of means more than one person. Think of it as the group of students, so use the plural verb are. But the number of use a singular verb. The number of students is small. Here, the number of, it's about the total amount, not the students themselves. Remember this for correct grammar. Okay, quantity words for non-countable nouns. Number 1, a little. A little means a small amount. For example, there is a little sugar in the bowl. This means there is not much sugar, just a small amount. For example, if you need only a bit for your coffee, you might say, I'll just add a little sugar. I'll have a little patient left. This means my patient is almost gone but not completely. Number 2, a great deal of. A great deal of means a large amount. For example, he has spent a great deal of money. This means he has spent a lot of money maybe on something big or over time. The second example is she has a great deal of experience in marketing. This shows she has a lot of experience in that area. Number 3 is much. Much means a lot. Do you have much time? This question asks if someone has a lot of time or not. No, I don't have much time. This answer means the person doesn't have a lot of time. Note that much is often used in questions and negative sentences. For example, we usually ask, is there much traffic? Instead of, is there a lot of traffic? Similarly, we might say, I don't have much information about that, instead of, I don't have a lot of information about that. So when we want to make a negative sentences, instead of using a lot, we use much. Quantity words for both countable and uncountable nouns. Number 1 is no. No means none, not any. It means something is not there or nothing is there. For example, there are no apples on the table, or no apples are on the table. This means you won't find any apples if you look at the table. Note that in English, to make a sentence negative, you only need to use one negative word, not two. So when we say there are no apples are on the table, it's correct. But when we say no apples are not on the table, it's wrong, and you should either remove the no or not to make it correct. Number 2 is hardly any. Hardly any means very few or almost none. This means a very small amount, almost nothing. For example, if a teacher expected 20 students but only 2 came, they could say hardly any students came. Number 3 is some or any. Some means an amount, more than 2, used in positive sentences. Any means one step close to nothing, at least one, used in question and negative sentences. For example, when we say, "Do you have any apples?" we mean, "Is there at least an apple left?" And when he said, "Yes, I have some apples," it means, yes, there are more than two apples left, but not many. Number 4 is a lot of or lots of. A lot of means a large amount. It means a big amount or number. Lots of have the same meaning but more friendly. It's a way more casual to say a lot of. For example, "I have a lot of time." This means you have a lot of free time. "I have lots of friends." This means you have many friends, and it sounds more relaxed than saying a lot of friends. Number 5 is plenty of. Plenty of means enough or more than enough. It means there is enough or a lot of something. Plenty of people came. This means enough people came, maybe even more than expected. Number 6 is most. Most means almost all. It means the bigger part of a group or a large part of something. For example, most students pass the test. This means the bigger part of the students pass the test. For example, if 90 out of 100 students pass, you could say most students pass the test. Number 7 is all. All means the whole group. It means everything or everyone. For example, when I say all students are here, this means every student is present. For example, if you expected 25 students and all 25 are there, you can use this sentence. The last but not least is number 8, too much or too many. Too much used for uncountable nouns like money, water, air, and etc. And too many used for countable nouns like apples, students, person, and etc. We use both when we want to describe something as more than we expected. Remember, too usually has a negative feeling. It shows dissatisfaction and a lack of good feelings. For example, when I say I have too much work, this means I have too much work to do, more than I can handle. Work is uncountable. There are too many apples. This means I have too many apples, more than I can count or eat. Apples are countable, but when their amount get too high, somehow I don't want to count them, so I say there are too many apples here. Okay, so let's have a quick summary. We have two types of nouns: countable like apples, walk, a student, and non-countable nouns like rice, water, money. For countable nouns, we can use quantities like one, each, every, both, a few, several, many, too many, and also some, any, no, a lot of, plenty of, most, and all. And for non-countable nouns, we can use a little, much, a great deal of, too much, and also some, any, no, a lot, plenty of, most, and all. Note that for uncountable nouns, we always use the singular form of the noun and verb. For countable nouns, we only use the singular form of the noun and verb when the quantities one, each, and every are used. Otherwise, we always use the plural form of the noun and verb. Okay, dear precious souls, I hope you enjoyed this video. And remember, creating valuable English content takes time and effort. If you appreciate this video and want to see more, consider supporting me through the link below, buymeacoffee.com/English to Remember, a small contribution from you really make a difference and help me to keep going.